Good morning. Happy Thursday. All right, it's Q&A day. I've got 5 different questions about the impact of over-exercising on our menstrual cycle. Push-ups, how we can modify them in order to take pressure off our wrists, thoughts on premium protein shakes, thoughts on Tim Hortons protein lattes, as well as a question about creatine. So I am going to start first about the creatine. Is 5 grams enough, or should we take a second daily serving if we are so active? For the general population, 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day is where you should stay. There is no benefit to taking more than 5 grams daily for the average individual, even if you're active. If you are like an endurance athlete where you are doing Ironmans, you're training, like you're cycling, swimming, biking, that's your job. You're a professional athlete, there could potentially be more benefits to taking more creatine, but there's only so much your muscles can hold on to. And this is the one supplement that has been researched the most is creatine. And I have not run into any studies or science saying that as women, general women, even if you're highly active, and I know the client who asked this question is in her 60s and she's really active, which is fantastic, but there's no benefit to taking more than 5 grams daily of creatine. If you do, it could potentially lead to minor side effects like bloating and or digestive issues, stomach discomfort. So stick to that 3 to 5 grams and you will continue to see the benefits of creatine. All right, next, what do you think of the new Tim Hortons protein latte? You want my honest opinion? I always give you my honest opinion, but I'm not gonna hold back here. It's terrible. It is not good for you whatsoever. I looked up what it says here. It has Dairyland high protein, lactose, dairy-free base, whatever that is. It has coffee extract, so it doesn't even have real coffee in it, and it has added flavor. And it has 28 grams of sugar in one of these. Let me show you what 28 grams of sugar looks like in one latte. That's kind of disgusting. So I would not encourage you to do that. Obviously, if you want one, once in a while, it's okay, but just know what you're putting into your body, right? 28 grams of sugar, there's likely, I don't even know what's in this lactose-free dairy base. Probably something that will lead to some inflammation. If it's something you're consuming all the time, it's just not good for you. Once in a while, probably okay to get away with. Now, next question about the premium protein shakes. Kind of similar. What are my thoughts on that? Again, not a huge fan. Those premium protein shakes, they have milk protein concentrate, high oleic sunflower oil, which is a seed oil and is known to cause inflammation in the body. Seed oils are also known to cause leaky gut, which is along the same lines of sweeteners, artificial sweeteners. This has sucralose and ACE-K. I call it ACE-K because it's called acesulfame potassium. That's a hard one to say. Those are both artificial sweeteners, again, which are known to cause leaky gut. That can cause digestive issues. If you have leaky gut, you can create intolerances to foods, which will then create an inflammatory response in your body, and that can lead to a wealth of health issues, which I'm sure we don't want. Once in a while, again, probably okay, but if it is something that you're consuming every single day, if it's something that you're adding to your coffee, I would think about having a healthier option. I make a protein coffee every single day. I use ATP Lab Beef Supreme protein. I know it's sweetened with monk fruit as well as stevia. So those are both natural sugars as opposed to sweeteners, artificial sweeteners. And I also add collagen to mine. So a scoop of collagen, half a scoop of that protein powder. I'm getting over 20 grams of protein. I know in my protein powder, I believe it has like maybe 6 ingredients. So it doesn't have a bunch of those like fillers or oils like you would find in some of these pre-made packaged foods that can sit on a shelf for months and months on end without going bad. So those are my 2 cents on those 2 drinks. Wondering if you have any tips on push-ups, as my wrists hurt when I do them. I love doing them, so I don't really want to remove them from my workout. Switch to knuckle push-ups. So knuckle push-ups are definitely an option. Those I don't find super comfortable either. I suppose if you had a pillow, a blanket, if you rolled up your mat, that could potentially just like help to take some pressure off your knuckles. I like doing them with dumbbells. So I use those, are they octagon? Hexagon? Now I'm not sure. But they're not just like round at the end. They have like some flat sides to them. And if you place those dumbbells on the ground and you have your wrists in this position as opposed to be extended on the floor, massive difference. That's where people have that strain, is because their arm or their wrist is in this position and you're putting on like a ton of weight, creating a lot of force in that joint. So having your hands on the dumbbells, super helpful. Another thing you can do is actually place and it's a lot easier for me to do a demonstration, but I just don't have that capability right now, but to place like a rolled up mat or a rolled up towel. So instead of having your wrists in that extended position, that if you are on top of a blanket or towel, it's kind of minimizing that bend in your wrist. Gosh, I don't think that makes any sense, but hopefully you're following me. I'll actually post a video in the comments for you to take a look at, which will be hugely helpful, excuse me. Last but not least, can intense exercise have an impact on your cycle? I ran a 30K race. Did my body go into a much deeper recovery because I missed my cycle? That's never happened to me before. And yeah, I'm just wondering. She said she peed on a test. She thought that she was pregnant. Yes, over exercising, overtraining can 100% have an impact on your menstrual cycle. When we are under eating, when we are dealing with a lot of stressors, your reproductive system, your period, your cycle, whatever you want to call it, that's not a necessary process to have happen in your body. Things like pumping blood throughout your body, keeping oxygen going, those are necessities. Those are functions that absolutely need to happen to keep you alive. Things like your period, things like digestion, things like healthy hair, skin, nails, that's not needed to keep you alive. So it is absolutely possible that if you've run an intense race, if you are overtraining, if you're putting your body through a lot of stressors, your brain, your body, your pituitary gland specifically, is not going to get the response to send off hormones, specific hormones, to then have your body release estrogen, which will thicken up your endometrial lining, which will lead to a period. So giving you a little bit of science there, but yeah, that's a real possibility. It's not a flex at all to lose your period due to stress or overtraining. Like, there's a deeper issue happening there. And so obviously recovery needs to be at a forefront. Hydration, nutrition as well, making sure that you are eating enough, and ultimately like slowing down quite a bit in order to have your body feel safe, feel nourished, feel recovered enough for it to then send the signals for it to have a period. Crazy stuff. Hey, our bodies are so incredibly smart. That's all I got for today. So have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I'll be back next week.